you've been kind of rotating your right fielders a little bit this season. A good one to start tonight with Jack.
Yeah, we're just trying to play the hot hand. It feels like Jack, has been swinging the bat pretty well and had 4 balls hit over 100 miles an hour last game, and hit that one tonight, 104. Hit the one to the right field fence. That one could have been a homer as well, but hit that one almost 100. So he's seeing it pretty good. And so again, it's hard to write a lineup and not have Jack Crighton, Tristan Becerra, and Tristan McClatty in the lineup. So it's just been, giving all of them opportunities and trying to keep them all going, keep them all fresh, and just trying to, just play the hot hand of whoever that may be, because they're all very, very good players, and they all should be in there. They all deserve to be in there. Nobody shouldn't be in there. So it's a good problem to have, but it's great to see a guy like Jack who, maybe of those 3 guys has had the least total at-bats on the year and come up big in a clutch spot like that.
You mentioned Aidan Knaak dealing with the tough luck in the early bout of that. What does that say about his mental toughness to be able to rebound and shut Louisville out the rest of the way through those last 4 innings?
Yeah, I thought, that you knew Louisville was going to be relentless with just their aggressive style of play. They really swing the bats. I mean, there's no easy outs in that lineup. It's 1 through 9 of either speed or hard contact or good approaches or bunt or whatever the case may be. So, they had a really good approach against Aidan early, and they were on. It seemed like they were just on. They were just, it's not that they were on just one pitch. They were putting some really good swings against a really good pitcher. And then Aidan, being Aidan, adjusted and started going to some of his other pitches, started using the cutter a little bit more, and using the changeup a little bit more effectively, and then allowing that fastball to play up a little bit, and just did what he had to do to kind of settle in. But if he doesn't settle in and get us, through the 6th, then that's a totally different ball game. So that's a sign of a good pitcher that throws 31 pitches in the first inning. Things are going sideways. He gives up a quick 2-spot in the second inning, but then just has the poise and the mental capacity just to calm things down and just settle the game down. So that was a big deal, and just allowed us to mentally. We knew we were keeping it close. It was a 2-run game, then it was a 1-run game, and we're like, all right, we're going to get him. We're going to figure this out. We're going to find a way.
What goes into allowing you guys to be so successful in these 1-run games?
Probably a couple of things. One, we train for it, so their team speed. This is what was a little bit disappointing. Like, we'll put the clock on, on some of our defense, and we'll play faster than a 3-6 down the line. Right now, their guys are scooting down the line 4-0, 3-9, whatever, and so the idea is, to train above game speed. So we'll put the machines on faster than the velocity we're going to see. We'll put the clock on the field at making plays faster than what any runner gets down the line. So it's this idea of that when you get in these high pressure, high leverage type situations, it almost feels like it can slow down a little bit because you've trained at above game speed. Now that wasn't always the case tonight. We did a couple of things unorthodox for us, but it's just how we train, and it starts in August, and it's part of that mindset of, whether it's mental toughness training or we're never out of the fight or it's all connected, but it's just being able to take a punch. It's being able to deal with adversity, and it's leaning into the fact that we're facing good teams, and if we want to compete to be the last team standing at the end, then we're going to have to be good in these high leverage, tight situations, high pressure situations. That's just got to be part of the identity of the team if we're going to be that team down the road. So I'm glad we're, it's callousing our mind. We're getting battle tested in these close games. Our guys are comfortable in them. We're not perfect in them as we saw tonight, but we found a way to be 1 run better, and that's, like you said, we've had that happen quite a few times already this year, but that's all good repetition for us for what's to come.
Coach McDonald was up to his old small ball tricks tonight, hitting runs, bunts. Does that put a little extra pressure on your defense situationally?
It did, yeah. It put a lot of pressure on us tonight. And, you know, we had a couple of double play opportunities to turn that we didn't handle. Could have ended the game with a double play in the ninth. You know, and just yeah, that's the MO of a typical Louisville offense. They're going to have a lot of speed and they're going to be dynamic. They're going to be explosive. They're going to be aggressive. They're going to get on the bases and go. They're going to be aggressive even defensively. They ran a double corner crash with a runner on first. I've never seen that, or at least haven't seen it in a long time. And we talked about a slash, and we bunted right into the trap, and luckily the guy slipped. And then we normally on that play, you just want to keep wheeling when the third base is vacated, but we hesitated a bit there around second. But it's just kind of goes to just chaos. That all hell's breaking loose, and we got to be able to thrive in those types of situations. But that's a Dan McDonald coach team. That's a Louisville team. They're going to put pressure. It's going to be chaos, and you got to be able to smile at it and say, all right, we can play this way too. And I think that's a staple of ours too. We can make teams play fast, and I thought we did speed up a little bit, but in the end, we did just enough to be one run better.
Coach, what is it like for you to see Jack, a guy been in the program, 100th career game, and his first home run is a huge consequential hit in a top 20 matchup? I mean, for you to see somebody like that come through in that moment.
It's awesome. He's a great teammate. He's a hard worker. He deserves to be in the lineup every single day. Hate writing the lineup ever without him in there. And so for him to stay a good teammate, to continue to work hard, to be patient, to get his opportunity and to capitalize on it, and that was big time. And do it off a kid, also from Michigan. I don't know if anyone noticed that. That was a Michigan pitcher versus a Michigan hitter. As we recruited both those kids at the University of Michigan. But, two good guys going at it, two good guys who found their way to the ACC and are both playing at a very high level. And so for Jack to capitalize in that moment at that particular point in the game, there was not a bigger hit that could have come in a more clutch spot for us to get the outcome in our favor.
I know you guys aren't playing in the game next week, but what's it mean for your program to have the Bananas here twice in 6 months?
The Bananas have revolutionized the sports entertainment industry and baseball in particular. And I think Jesse Cole's a creative genius. I think what he has done with fan engagement and entertaining fans in the world that we're now quickly shifting to, where the finances of college athletics are such more under the microscope than ever. He has really figured something out of how to engage and how to grow a fan base even more. Even these awesome college towns that already have these awesome fan bases, I've said it a million times, but for us, I love the atmosphere that we've created here. We average over 5,000 fans a game. It's electric, it's loud, but I think we can get to 10,000. And I think Jesse has some of the ingredients, and the Savannah Bananas have some of the ingredients that can create a more fun and exciting atmosphere, in addition to the baseball being played, that's going to help us bridge that gap and get to 10,000 fans here. And we got to do our part between the white lines, but then we want to create a situation where we're going to everyone and saying, we can't build this thing fast enough. There's a lot of demand, and we got to grow it.
Coach, speaking of that atmosphere, with the alcohol sales now getting up in full swing for about a week now, have you noticed, I know you've been very excited about, the beer sales and bringing that atmosphere. Have you noticed a difference in the rowdiness or more support from the fans or any change that's come since then?
I have not looked over there. It seems like there's some energy going on over there. It seems like they're having a good time over there, which is great. But I'll have to do a better job paying attention over there throughout the rest of the weekend. But I'm glad that our amenities are, on par with what's in the the rest of the Power Four of college baseball, and that for every fan, whether you're bringing a family or you're just a college student who's of age, or just a general fan, but to have to be have an atmosphere that and an environment here at DKS that it's got not only has great baseball but great energy in the stadium, and it's got all the amenities, whether it's selling alcohol or we've got the crowd into it doing dances and chants, and we're teams going into the crowd for the 4th inning salute to the military, or the 8th inning we got the cell phone lights on for our night games. They're just looking for ways to just make this an awesome atmosphere. So the beer sales are part of it, but it's just a part of it, and there's a lot of things. We got a lot of ideas of how to continue to grow this thing, but we certainly don't want to be deficient or short in any way. We want to provide the best experience possible for our awesome fans.